welcome back to the beautiful Scottish countryside. I was at this exact location 2 days ago photographing the gorgeous snowdrops that we currently have in bloom, which you would have seen in my last video. And while I was framing up some of my images that day, I ended up accidentally focusing on a subject that I never thought would be particularly interesting, but that actually completely blew my mind. And as a result, I've headed back today to dedicate time specifically to photographing this subject. And to give you some context of why I've come back to photograph this subject, let's head back to 2 days ago. So I'm out again doing some macro photography. It's actually the same day as the second day in my last video. And one thing I'm realising as I'm actually photographing the snowdrop images, which you would have seen in the last video, is the amount of dead leaves that is lying on the surface of the woodland floor here, left over from the autumn. And I was just looking at these leaves, and I actually zoomed in on one when I meant to be taking a photo of a snowdrop, and I realised the sheer beauty of leaves. And the thing I realised the most, and one of the amazing things about macro photography, is that I was able to see these intricate lines and details within the leaves that is so difficult, if not impossible, to see with the naked eye. And when I was looking at these leaves through my lens, I was realising that they remind me so much of the human body. You've got the veins of the leaves, which almost resemble, almost identically, to the veins in our bodies. You've got the main veins and arteries that come from the stem that go out into all the other tiny veins around your body. And it's exactly what happens in the leaf as well. But not only the veins, but when you look even deeper and you see the cracked, dried surface of these leaves, it reminds me so much of an elderly person's skin. The really kind of dry, wrinkled, cracked skin. As we begin to age and things change, and of course these leaves have come to the end of their life, but how the surface of these leaves look really does resemble a lot of people's skin near the end of their life, which may be quite a morbid thing to think about. But what I love about this is it really showcases how closely related we are to nature, and the fact that we are nature, like we just are. And I thought it'd be really exciting today just to make a video completely about these leaves, because it is so fascinating. And the images that I'm creating just really make me feel so much wonder for the incredible beauty of life and its cycles, and like I say, our deep connection to nature. Just seeing that resemblance between the leaves and the human body, it just really hit home to me, because I'm always saying that we are nature and how connected we are to nature, and then when you find something like that that just reminds you of that, I think it's so beautiful. And they do say that trees, they're one of the most fascinating things in nature. They do speak to each other, and there's a lot of science around that, and they almost have human-like qualities that I guess many of us don't really see or appreciate. And yeah, just realising these things in the leaves, just so beautiful to see that resemblance. So today I've headed back. I've got the 105mm macro lens again, and I've also taken my little heapy tripod with me. I said in the last video that I don't really like using tripods for macro because I do find they get in the way, and they're a little bit they just get in the way, they get in the way. But when I remembered I had this little tripod here, I thought, as it's really small and lightweight and compact, I can use it to get really close to the ground without the kind of nuisance that a bigger tripod would have. And it allows me to get really close to the ground to really be able to help me focus on some of these leaves. So that's my plan. We're going to use this lens again and this tripod to get these beautiful pin-sharp images of the leaves and create this beautiful connection with them. And before I start with today's images, let me show you the images that I photographed 2 days ago. actually never used a tripod for macro photography before, which may surprise some of you because it helped massively with the focusing. And I really do feel, as I've just said, that the biggest barrier to me using a tripod in the past is that your normal sized tripods tend to be really bulky and they do get in the way. And I think when you're trying to photograph, especially close up things in nature like this, you need a tripod that you can get really close to the ground, but that also isn't going to get in the way. So like with me photographing here right now, if I had a normal sized tripod, the legs and everything would really be restricting how close I could get to the ground, and also where I could put the tripod because the ground's very uneven in many places. So actually having a little tripod like this is really, really good because I can get so near the ground. I said it is really helping with focus. As a result, I might actually go back and try and do some more images of the snowdrops like the other day, but definitely want to focus on these beautiful leaves right now because everyone is just so unique and different, and I'm trying to photograph a range of different leaves from different trees to really create a bank of images that just show the beauty and the complexity of each leaf. And I guess showcase the life that it's had, the beautiful life that it's had on planet Earth. Couldn't not come back and finish the afternoon off by photographing these beautiful snowdrops again, because like I said in the last video, they're only here for a very short period of time and they're well worth embracing. It's so beautiful. I just love that feeling when you know that spring is just around the corner. It's just amazing. And for some reason there's a smell around the snowdrops that there isn't anywhere else in the woodland. It almost smells like garlic, but obviously I know it's not garlic because it's definitely the wrong time of year for that. But it's nice to smell the awakenings of nature again, that regrowth, that rebirth, and it's really exciting. So I'm just moving around just now, being very careful not to trod on any of these, and I'm just using a combination of this tripod right on the ground, manual focus, and I'm just photographing the snowdrops here, both the ones that are in full bloom and the ones that are just about to burst out, because they both have their own interesting stories to tell. Oh, I just love this. One of the things that I really love about nature, and why I think I'm enjoying photographing these leaves and these snowdrops so much, is it brings back a sense of memories, and there's a very sentimental value connected to nature. And for me, snowdrops always remind me of my granny, who passed away almost exactly 2 years ago. And I used to go for walks with her in the woods a lot, and I would love kicking all of the dead leaves. And she always used to tell me off for kicking them, which is funny, but I think for me, the fact that it is exactly 1 week today until the anniversary, 2-year anniversary of her death, to be out photographing these leaves and these snowdrops, it just brings me back to her, reconnects me to her and the memories. And it's actually a really nice thing to do, really nice memories, really nice connections. I think realising how connected we are to nature, like I've seen in these leaves, it reminds me that our ancestors and our loved ones who have passed on, they're never really far away. They're still in our memory and they're still around us, and we can still connect with them through nature, which I think is so, so beautiful. And I think it's one of the other reasons why I love photography, because without it, I wouldn't be out here right now doing this, connecting with this and reconnecting with her. It's so beautiful. Nature really is an incredibly powerful thing. Well, that's the end of another vlog. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. I've thoroughly enjoyed being out. I'm just finding now the days are getting longer and the temperature's getting a bit higher. And you know, life is beginning to spring back into nature. I'm just feeling so much more inspired and excited to get out and connect with it. I'm really, 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 really enjoying it. And today, I hope this video has given you some food for thought. There's literally photographic opportunities everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And there's often so much underneath our feet that we always walk by, and we often don't think to photograph it. But there is literally opportunities everywhere, and I've just found connecting with these leaves and seeing these intricate details in them that the human eye struggles to pick up on. It's just amazing. I love macro photography, and I'm a little bit gutted that this lens goes back next week, but I am really hoping this year that I'll be able to get my own macro lens, because I just love doing it. I think macro photography is one of these genres of photography that you can do anywhere. And if you're struggling with the light or getting nice vista shots, it just opens up more opportunities for you, and it allows you to connect to nature or your subject matter, whatever you may be shooting, on a much deeper level. And it's been interesting today as well just to play around with a tripod. This tripod's not got the sturdiest ball head, so it was struggling with the weight of the camera, but it definitely made focusing easier. So yeah. As always, I want to say a huge thank you for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and it's given you, like I say, some food for thought. If you'd like to support my channel, please feel free to hit the super thanks button below. And if you're interested in any of my services, such as my online mentoring or my upcoming workshops, you can find a link to all of that in the description box below. Get out and enjoy photography. And now that spring is arriving, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, it is well worth getting out to enjoy. I look forward to seeing you all again next time.